Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division with various type of wins for the Desert Dunes tournament here in Golf Clash the game. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and make sure that you do hit that thumbs up button. Also, subscribe to the channel for free. Turn on notification to get a notification every time there's a new video or a live stream. Also, go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy to get the best guides on the market for tour play and tournament play, linked directly in the description down below. Last but not least, go to golfclashtommy.com, which is your free source of more Golf Clash content. Follow the info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Have in mind that you don't have to follow what I do suggest, but there is always a plan behind it. So, let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, we do want to use our big topper if possible, and we use all top spin as well. 1 bar of side spin to the left, and we're looking to have the ball guideline in between the bunker on the left and the bunker on the right, so it's very simple position to use. And we start in maximum distance here, and even if you do adjust into overpower, please don't use any overpower because it is not needed. Using overpower with the big topper is most definitely going to increase the difficultness with this drive, as a great left or a great right will most definitely be an issue for you. Second shot, we do play with our thorn or any other short iron that you do feel comfortable with. We're gonna be somewhere between medium and maximum distance of our club, so make sure to always check your club distance to be accurate. In this case, I use 10% elevation, and I also use the true club distance, which in the end, again, is in between medium and maximum distance. So the ball comes in here and we just barely miss on the right hand side, but honestly, I'm gonna blame the great shot to the right for that miss on the right. Perfect would have been very, very close. Hole number 1 is most definitely a good chance to start off with an eagle. Hole number 2, and we're gonna go for a rough bump regardless of what wind angle we're gonna have. We play with a sniper because we do have a very good ball guideline with the sniper, and also a good accuracy, because if we hit great, we don't want to miss the rough. Half a bar of side spin to the left, we have top of the yellow ring by the edge of the rough, with the ball guideline pointing nicely towards the hole. Once we have found our position with spin, we shall apply minimum distance with a minus 10% under adjustment, which means that we will, shave off a couple of decimals from our original adjustment here on this hole. Marlin ball is to be played as we do not want to go in between clubs. We will go in between clubs using a power 1 ball or better in tailwind, so that's why it's very important to play with a power 0 ball. But I also love the fact that we can play with a Marlin ball and still have as equal good chance as we would be playing with a Kingmaker. So sniper, Marlin ball, minus 10% with minimum distance, and you will see this one drop more times than you may be expected on hole number 2. For hole number 3, we're going to play one of the easiest par 5s in the game to make an albatross at, and I'm gonna show you how. First, we start by adding 4.5 bar topspin and 3 bars of side spin to the right. We're looking to have the yellow ring by the rough line ball guideline safely over the rough, pointing straight down the fairway. Maximum distance plus 10. And then we will take our shot. We're not gonna try to use any curl whatsoever. We're just gonna do a normal shot. Perfect ball, and we see the ball bouncing nicely on the fairway over the rough, and it's gonna roll itself up to a yardage, which is very important to remember, and that is 325 yards. From 325 yards, we shall be playing medium distance with no elevation. But look, we play a rough bump and we try to catch this absolute massive funnel. A funnel is a spot where you can wiggle left and right, and you can see that the ball guideline will not move. And you're gonna use 3 bars of side spin to the left, 2 bars of top spin most of the time. You can see I can move left, I can move right. The ball guideline will still be showing that it will drop, which gives us a lot of room to over adjust or under adjust and still get the ball to go where we want to. Medium distance, no elevation is what I'm playing with my sniper, and then obviously we're gonna try to hit perfect. Perfect ball, and it bounced nicely into the rough. And you can see here that it looks like the ball is gonna go very short, but as it's downhill, the ball is not gonna stop before it gets to the hole, regardless. And you can see there we drop it right side of the cup. In a very nice way, and obviously we can have different type of spin setup if we want to, but as the funnel is so massive, I believe that you will be able to drop this one on a great left and on a great right if you are positioned correctly. So this is the funnel is the reason why hole number 3 is easiest hole in the whole game to make an albatross on. Hole number 4, we start by using the bottom of the red ring by the top of the rough with the second bounce to be just to the hole. This is pre-spin, so make sure that you do that before your added spin. 3.5 bar backspin, and then I apply 0.2 bars of side spin to the right. So it looks like we're gonna miss to the right, but we will not. Maximum distance with a 35% over adjustment power 0 ball settings is what we're doing. Once that is done, we will obviously try to hit perfect. The only thing that I would like to change here is that I would like to add a little bit more side spin to the right. Obviously, you will notice that based on the result that we're having now. So we're coming with a perfect speed, but we need to add a little bit more side spin as we still miss on the left hand side of the pin. So hole number 4, good chance, but I would say this is a tricky one to get exactly correct. For hole number 5, you will see 2 options. One where we play a very conservative drive and one where we play an aggressive drive. We start with the conservative one. We play with the big topper, and you can see that I use a level 3, but also a power 0 ball. If you do have a level 1 or a level 2 big topper, make sure to use a power 1 or even a power 2 ball to compensate for the loss of distance that you will have compared to what I show you here in the video. Maximum distance, no elevation, max top spin, you aim straight down the fairway, and we're looking to get the ball down straight down the fairway. So very simple drive to make here, 350 yards. From 350 yards, it's very important that you do check your club distance. So you push up your club up to max, and then you go back to minimum distance, and then you decide what type of club distance you will have there. No spin is what I'm using, and here I do play this one slightly above medium distance of my club with 10% over adjustment, which will show that it is a little bit too much. So we should be playing this one just medium distance, 10% over adjustment from 350 yards. The beauty with this type of hole as well is that we can play with a Marlin ball to save our better balls and still have a really good chance of making a drop. So we're gonna take a look at the one where we do play aggressive, which is going to involve a berserker ball. So for the more aggressive shot, here I do play with a power 5 ball, which is called a berserker, and we are looking to add as much topspin possible and 2 bars of side spin to the left when it comes to headwind. When it is a tailwind or a crosswind, we need to be careful with using too much topspin and should be using only somewhere between 4.5 to 6 bars of topspin. Adjust, and then we shall be going with max overpower. Obviously that is a gamble, because if we do hit a bad great left or a bad great right, we may see that ball go into the rough. So again, we take a little risk, but the risk could be very rewarding, especially if having the possibility to go directly to green. Now we didn't reach to green due to the headwind, but we still have a shot with our wedge, and here you obviously gonna have to play with a wedge that gives you the best ball guideline, the best accuracy, and from my end on this account is the end bringer. So I do adjust, not using any spin whatsoever, trying to determine the club distance in a good way. 10% over adjustment for the adjustment there as well, so the elevation does not change. No matter what way you're playing here, you shall be getting an eagle in my opinion, otherwise you will definitely be one down compared to your opponents. Hole number 6 is by far the hardest of the holes of the Jamil Dunes, and we're gonna use the big topper here as well. If we do have crosswind or tailwind, use as much topspin possible, aim for the ball guideline to be straight down the fairway. Adjust, then you push up to absolute max. And when we do have crosswind or tailwind, I'm not going to go with any type of overpower. The thing that you can have in mind that if you're deciding to play with the big topper even in headwind, you do need to go with overpower if so. If you do have clubs with 6 bars topspin or better when it comes to playing with Apocalypse, the Thor's Hammer or the Extra Mile, then it would be better to use that club, because then you can get yourself higher up and you're gonna have a better accuracy as well to prevent yourself from going into the rough on the left or the sand on the right. It is a difficult drive, but we need to make it down the fairway and we need to get that roll, as you could see there in the end. That's going to leave us to play with a wood club to pin, and here I'm going to play with 5 bars of topspin and I'm not going to use any side spin whatsoever. This is an extremely difficult shot to drop, even if you do have a sniper level 9, level 10 that gives you the ball guideline. I play with a big dog as I only have sniper level 7, and we do need power, and I value power more than accuracy and ball guideline here, because my plan here is to only get myself an eagle. If I do drop for an albatross, sure, that's gonna be an extreme bonus, but I'm getting it down there. Obviously a great left will take me a lot to the left with the big dog, but at the same time I still look for the eagle, and I'm gonna have a safe eagle pot there to get that for the end of hole number 6. 20% elevation, and we will be playing in max distance. Power 3 ball is an absolute must. Hole number 7, the final of the par 3 here for the Jamil Dunes, and we are going to look at a line on the right hand side as first, but I quickly decide to go over on the left, as I do not feel that the line is going to be as good as I was hoping for. So left hand side, we move over. I play with a Quasar ball, which is a power 1 ball, half of the blue ring inside the rough, applying 3.5 bar backspin, half a bar of side spin to the left. Now, so as already explained, half of the blue ring inside the rough, with the second bounce to be at the top of the fringe, with the tip of the ball guideline pointing towards the hole. Adjustment medium distance plus 10, and once that is done, we will obviously try to hit perfect. Bouncing nicely on the fairway, and you can see here that we still miss on the right side of the hole, but the speed is absolutely brilliant. So the thing that we do need to do is to add a little bit more side spin to the left. Yes, because that slope on the fairway that we're bouncing at will push us more than I was expecting to the right. So 0.8 to 1 bar of side spin to the left will be the amount that we shall use. This is, as hole number 4, a tricky one, but definitely a makeable one to make an hole in one. For hole number 8, we're gonna have another very good chance to get an eagle on a par 4. I'm gonna play with a big topper, as I want to utilize the enormous amount of topspin that we do have. Have in mind that if you do play in headwind, the big topper may not be the best club to use, as then you will have to overpower, and then the risk of getting into the rough or into the sand with a great left or great right will be very, it will, you know, obviously we're gonna try to not make it happen, but it's gonna be a risk. Adjust max plus 10, push up to max, and I'm using a power 2 ball to save on my power 3 balls, so those power 3 balls are not necessary here. Now we're gonna look very closely on our yardage, and we do have 377 yards. From there, we shall in that case go and play with our short iron, and from 377, we shall in that case be playing with medium distance, 10% elevation, and we are trying to use, no, not trying, but we're using no spin here, looking at our ball guideline and leaving the ball guideline short. I cannot stress enough how important it is that when you do not have a 4.0 or a better ball guideline on your short iron or any other type of club, you need to leave the ball guideline short, otherwise you will come in too hot. We love when the camera angle turns around like that, and we know it's gonna be close, and we drop that one for a nice eagle here on hole number 8. For hole number 9, we're gonna play with the quarterback level 7 here. I'm using 3 topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the right, and I do have the red ring by the rough line to the right. Max with no elevation for the adjust. And once we have adjusted, we shall apply full curl to the right. And that is also a big reason to why we do use the quarterback in this situation. We bounce very nicely on the fairway, getting it up there to the right. And one other thing as well to have in mind, that the reason we do want to push the ball to go more to the right is because the fairway slopes right to left. So if you come too close on the to the rough on the left hand side, you will roll into the rough, and then you cannot reach for the green too, regardless of what wind angle you're gonna have for the second shot. Second shot, we do play with our sniper. I'm gonna be in very close to minimum distance of our club, and I will be playing minimum distance here as well when it comes to playing with crosswind or in headwind. In tailwind, with this drive, I would have been forced to play with a long iron, and playing with lower level clubs, it's miles better to play with the sniper, as it has a good ball guideline and a good accuracy, than having to play with a crappy ball guideline and a crappy accuracy as for playing with the long iron. Minimum distance with a 25% over adjustment. I'm using 2 bars of side spin, and then we do also have a little bit of top spin to get the ball guideline to the hole. Bounce nicely into the rough, and we get that one beautiful in for an albatross here on hole number 9. I'm not saying here, or I'm not sitting here thinking that we shall drop this all the time, but with the adjustment explained here in this video, you will be able to get yourself a chance every single time. And getting an albatross is a huge advantage towards your opponents. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Rookie Division with various type of win for the Desert Dunes tournament here in Golf Clash the game. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Make sure that you do subscribe to the channel. Also hit that like button and turn on the notifications. Make sure to do a comment in the comment section below if you do have any questions. You can also email support@golfclashtommy.com. Once again, thank you so much for watching and good luck in your Golf Clash game.